Okay, another little update here. This is the next day. I let the cylinder soak this old McCulloch. Um, I was able to break free the piston after I cleaned the living hell out of it. Oh man, and it was nasty, nasty stuff. Um, I got all cleaned up. I sent my excuse me some stones through the cylinder here just to kind of clean it up, see what I'm looking at, see if there's any damage to it. And surprisingly, it is pretty well. There's no major scarring. Very lightly just from getting the piston out. Nothing real deep. I'm not real concerned about. I don't see any issues. I don't feel any of those uh, little gouges I see. I can't grab them with the fingernail, so I'm not too overly worried about it. For boring it a little bit bigger if it is possible. Um, Other than that, the cylinder is savable, and same with the crankshaft. It's I don't see an issue. The bearings move. They moved since I was got the saw, which was good. I didn't see any issues with that. The only issue I saw was the piston, which shouldn't be too big of a deal. Getting a piston and a rod and some new bearings for that piston, and I am very shocked it didn't damage the cylinder. I'm very surprised. Um, uh, the only thing I'm worried now is getting the little parts, the crankshaft seals and the gaskets. I'm not overly worried about because a lot of times I'll just make my own out of the gasket material that I've used many times in the past. Um, Getting a piston, I don't think that'd be too big of a deal. It actually, I'm looking at the piston now. I mean, it's a little rusty. No, I don't think I'm not gonna be able to use it. No, there's a little bit of a dent from my piece of wood I had in there, which is odd because it was the same size as the piston, um, and it didn't break, so maybe it happened prior. I mean, it kind of looks like it happened before I got it. So there's a little divot in the top of the piston. It's not quite flat, but I definitely wouldn't use it personally. I don't see it being salvageable myself, as you can see. It's pretty rough. On the clean side here, the intake side here, there's no scoring on it or nothing. It's fairly clean. Just on the exhaust side, which I can see because it's kind of exposed a little bit. But other than that, it's pretty salvageable. But there is a little divot right in the center. I felt with my finger. So I definitely won't use this. Unfortunately, I wanted to try to keep everything as original as possible, but I was just hoping I could get it unstuck, and a lot of times you can salvage it and clean it up. Around the edges a little bit of the piston. But yeah, this is the piston that came out of it. Not what I expected. It's a little bit smaller than I thought it was gonna be, but so it's not a fairly big saw. Obviously, it did come on a 20-inch bar, so it's not terribly big. So I haven't really had the time to research it. I've been working on this and not researching, so I really don't know what year or model this or size saw that this may be. But that's a little of an update. I got things still tore apart and trying to work on the little odds and ends here, and I'll put this back into the parts cleaner and get the rest of it cleaned up, and I'm gonna tape it off real good. I'm gonna get it all sandblasted and powder coated. As I do that here, I have my own powder coating oven over there, right here. Got my own little powder coating oven and gun, so I do that on the side. My part of my business, I have my other business. Technically I have two businesses, but I won't get into that. But so anyway, just a little bit of an update. Take care. Be kind.